Every game begins the same way.
Hello, Birdland. This is Orioles Fan Central, and I'm back to bring you the hottest news and the most in-depth analysis about our beloved team. But before we dive into the details, I have a special and direct request for each of you who loves the O's as much as I do. Please, subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you not only support our work, but also guarantee first-hand access to the fastest and, above all, the most honest analyses about our team. We live and breathe the day-to-day life of the Orioles, and our commitment is to bring you a unique and truthful perspective, without mincing words, about everything that happens with our franchise. With every news item, every trade rumor, every O that echoes in our hearts, we will be here to break down what truly matters. The season may be coming to an end, and our playoff dream may have faded, but the front office hasn't stopped working, and it's precisely about one of those moves that we're going to talk about today. In a move that surprised many, the Orioles have just added right-handed pitcher Dom Hamill, formerly of the New York Mets, to our roster. This acquisition isn't just another name on the list. It's a clear sign that even with the season practically over, the search for talent and the planning for the future are in full swing. Hamill, who was designated for assignment by the Mets last Thursday, was promptly claimed by the Orioles. For those wondering, this move brings our 40-man roster to its maximum limit, as our always reliable Roch Kubatko reported. This shows us that the front office is using every opportunity to strengthen the roster, seeking value in players that other teams have decided to discard. And that's the mindset that builds a winning team in the long run. Dom Hamill is only 26 years old, an age that, in baseball, is still considered young, with potential for development. His MLB debut was recent, last Wednesday, in a game against the San Diego Padres. He became the 46th pitcher the Mets used this season, a number that, by itself, points to the pitching difficulties the New York team has faced. In his brief appearance, Hamill pitched one scoreless inning, although he allowed 3 hits and hit a batter. A mixed performance, but one that shows a sample of what he can bring. The most important thing here is the Orioles' gamble. They are not just adding a body to the roster. They are adding an arm that, with our pitcher development system, can be honed and become an important piece in the future. Sending Hamill to the Norfolk AAA, our affiliate, is the initial step for him to become familiar with our culture, our coaches, and, of course, our game philosophy. It's an investment in the future, a sign that the rebuild continues at a rapid pace, aiming not only for next year, but for a sustainable window of contention. The acquisition of Dom Hamill, although it may seem like a discreet move, can have a significant impact. Let's look at the broader scenario. The Orioles front office has been criticized for not making big signings in the market, but moves like this, waiver claims, are proof that scouting and data analysis are working at a high level. They are finding value where others don't see it. Hamill was a promising prospect in the Mets organization, known for having a powerful fastball and a slider with good movement. The big question is why he was released so quickly. It might have to do with the Mets' immediate needs, or perhaps with some mechanical or consistency issue that our development team can solve, and that's where our strength comes in. In recent years, we've seen how our system has managed to transform pitchers with potential into valuable pieces of our bullpen and rotation. Think of guys like Tyler Wells, or, in another context, how quickly our position player development system has produced talents like Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson. The same can happen with Hamill. Even though the season is ending, the work doesn't stop, and the always improve mindset is what separates great franchises. Interim manager Tony Mansolino, who is leading the team while rumors about the hiring of a new captain and general manager intensify, has been very candid about the current situation. In recent statements, he made it clear that the underperformance of some of our key players needs to be reversed. And he's not just talking about 1 or 2 swings, but about a consistency that simply hasn't shown up in this second half of the season. What Mansolino expresses is a feeling that Birdland shares. We have talent, a lot of talent, but it needs to be translated into consistent results. The frustration is real, but so is the faith. The coach trusts that these players, with the right work this winter, will return to performing at the level we expect from them. The signing of Hamill, in this sense, can be seen as a complement to this philosophy. While the main players work to recover, the team seeks new pieces to strengthen depth and internal competition. It's crucial to understand that Hamill's arrival is part of a much larger puzzle. It's not the final piece, but one that fills a gap. With our starting rotation struggling with inconsistencies and the bullpen showing signs of fatigue, adding a pitcher with potential is always a good move. He won't solve all our problems, of course, but he increases our depth and gives us more options. Internal competition is healthy and necessary. The message is clear: no one has their spot guaranteed, and the search for excellence is constant. And this applies not only to the players but also to the front office, which is under increasing scrutiny to make the right decisions. With the off-season approaching, and with high-level prospects like Heston Kjerstad and Jackson Holliday already having a taste of the big leagues, the future of the Orioles is a mix of hope and expectation. The work now is to pave the way for future glory, and the addition of Hamill is just another brick in the great wall we are building. The Orioles' strategy with this signing goes beyond simply filling a roster spot. It represents an all-in mindset when it comes to talent development and building a solid foundation. While most teams prepare to hibernate after the regular season, the O's front office is actively working behind the scenes, looking for opportunities to improve the roster, even incrementally. Dom Hamill fits this profile perfectly, a young player with potential not fully explored, who can flourish under the tutelage of our coaches. It's the kind of gamble that, if it pays off, yields huge fruits in the future, at a minimal financial and resource cost. Think of our player development philosophy as a production line. Hamill has just entered that line, and now our technical team has the mission of refining his tools and maximizing his potential. This approach aligns with what interim manager Tony Mansolino said about the need for our key players to turn it around and improve internally. It's not just about seeking external solutions, but about optimizing what we already have, and at the same time, seeking pieces that can complement and strengthen the core. The addition of Hamill, even if it's for AAA at first, creates a healthy competitive environment. He will fight for a spot, and that makes all the other pitchers, both those in our affiliate and those on the main roster, strive to keep their places. It's meritocracy in action, a philosophy that has been the basis of our recent success in producing young talent. There are no shortcuts to success, and this signing shows that the front office understands that perfectly. They are willing to do the hard work, to scour the waiver wire and give a second chance to players who may have been lost in other organizations. This move, as small as it may seem, could be an indication that the future of the franchise is more focused on internal engineering than on the search for big names in the free agent market. With the roster already at the 40-player limit, any new addition means another player will have to be removed, which makes every decision even more strategic. The front office is carefully evaluating each piece of the puzzle, and the choice of Hamill instead of another player speaks volumes about the assessment they made of his talent. Ultimately, this is a bet on potential and on our development system. It's a bet on our ability to transform a pitcher who was discarded by another team into a valuable piece for our future. And that's the hope that drives us, the kind of move that makes us believe that the rebuild is in good hands, and that the future of the O's, with the O chant echoing in the stadiums, will be as bright as our tradition demands. So, to summarize our main news, the Orioles have added right-handed pitcher Dom Hamill, formerly of the Mets, claiming him off waivers. This strategic move, which sends the player to AAA Norfolk, brings our 40-man roster to its limit and signals the front office's focus on strengthening pitching depth and betting on internal development, even with the 2024 season coming to an end. And now, I want to hear from you, the real Birdland. What do you think of this signing? Is it the kind of gamble we need to make to build a championship team? Or do you think the front office's focus should be on another area, like a big name in free agency or a trade for an elite pitcher? What would be, in your opinion, the best strategy for the next games and, more importantly, for the trade window and the next offseason? Share your opinions in the comments. I want to hear what you think about the future of our franchise. And to finish, if you haven't already, please like this video, comment with your opinion, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel to continue receiving the most exclusive analyses and daily updates about our beloved Baltimore Orioles. Together, we make Birdland stronger.